You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's 11 o'clock at night. It's dark. You're sitting in front of the mirror getting ready for bed. There's nobody else in the house. You see something move in the corner of your eye. You glance to your right, but you don't see anything. Another minute goes by, and you think you see movement again. So you slowly turn to your left, but again, the room is empty. You turn back around, and staring you face to face in the mirror is a cat. You jump back because you don't have a cat, and there's no cat in the room. But there he is, staring at you in the mirror. Welcome to Paranormal Pets, where you can always expect the unexpected. Each week we'll discuss all aspects of weird or spiritual animal encounters, ghosts, totems, psychic animals, animal souls, animal angels, and animals in religion, with a little cryptozoology thrown in. Now, step into the supernatural world of pets with your Paranormal Pets ghostly host, our ghost host.
Welcome to Paranormal Pets Radio on PetLifeRadio.com. My name is Brandy Stark, and I am your hostess for today. This episode is rather special to me because the Spirits of St. Petersburg are my paranormal investigation team. I have been with them. I actually founded them 10 years ago, and I just really have enjoyed the companionship and having fellow investigators to go out and actually do ghost investigation with. We actually do a couple of other things, such as we've investigated the Mary of Clearwater and some weeping icons, and we're actually going to be doing the Hindu temple, which had an unusual bird manifestation in the next couple months, and that will also appear on this show. But I have been speaking with the spirits for a little while, and they're very excited about the Paranormal Pets radio show, and I started getting some paranormal pet stories from them. And so this episode is going to be about spirits pets, or technically pet spirits, if you get that. And we will continue that right after these announcements.
Now, time for something really scary. A word from our sponsors. Paranormal Pets will reappear before you can say Bigfoot. Don't run away.
Pawfume Dog Grooming and Finishing Spray is proud to be a new sponsor of Pet Life Radio. Pawfume's super long-lasting sprays are available in 4 unique fragrances. Each Pawfume spray is fortified with the finest conditioners and detanglers to make combing out your dog more fun. Pawfume retails for only $2 per 6-ounce bottle. Pawfume is available nationwide at all Dollar General and Family Dollar stores. Why pay more to have your dog smell great? Pawfume, Pawfume.
It's time for school for you and your friends, your furry best friends. Train your dog the fun and easy way with Teacher's Pet Sessions. Teacher's Pet host Pia Silvani teaches you step-by-step how to train your dog the fun and easy way. You get 8 30-minute live audio training sessions, complete transcripts of each session, plus a basic training manual to get you and your dog off to a great start. Training begins the moment you bring your dog home. Teacher's Pet Sessions offers positive reinforcement training to shape your dog's behavior and encourages upbeat, enthusiastic responses to ensure that your dog will enjoy learning. Teacher's Pet Sessions dog training is fun at both ends of the leash. So listen, learn, and laugh with your dog with Teacher's Pet Sessions. Get your copy of Teacher's Pet Sessions Volume 1 today. To order, go to teacherspetsessions.com.
Hi, this is Pia Silvani, your host. Bring your dog, tug toy, and treats, and get ready to have some fun.
teacherspetsessions.com.
Will your dog have a bone to pick with you tomorrow? Is your cat planning a hissy fit? Follow the Dog Star to Pet Life Radio for Lucky Stars, our weekly pet horoscopes. Whether your retriever's a believer or your Pekingese disagrees, this is the place to find out what the stars hold for your favorite furry friend. So pull up a crystal ball every week with your host, international pet astrologer and earth, fire, water, and air Dale, Lucky. Only on PetLifeRadio.com. Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Did you hear that? Our commercials have mysteriously disappeared. Paranormal Pets is back with our haunted host, our ghost host.
This first story is from David Michaels, he's actually been a fairly interesting member of the Spirits. He was with us in a very early incarnation of the team. The Spirits actually has 3 major transitional periods, and he was in there between the first and the second transitional period. I remember when I first met him, he's a very bright young man. Of course, that's been a few years, and we've both gotten a couple years on us, but he was very motivated. He's always been very upbeat and positive. David himself is a writer, speaker. He's an investigator. He's an investor and an entrepreneur. He likes to go out and experience new things. He is very interested in business and investing. He's interested in spirituality and the paranormal and health and nutrition. He is definitely a fan of nature. We've had conversations about hiking and camping and exploring just the world around us. And he currently owns what he calls an upstart entertainment production company called Tudyk Entertainment that keeps him pretty busy, as well as the occasional spirits investigation and going to school and doing everything that he does in addition. He's currently in Orlando, Florida, and for those who are interested, they can see more about David at www.tudyk.com, and that's TUDEC. And he is going to tell us his paranormal story.
Hi, my name is David Michaels, and this is my paranormal pet story. Actually, it wasn't even my pet, it was my roommate's pet, but I guess it'll work. It was back in, I want to say, mid-2005, and, for a while I had been working out of the house, and my roommate was always out, so he had this cat, and with me being home most of the time, the cat got very used to and comfortable with me. I also had a little pet parakeet that was my parakeet, that I kept in my room, safe and sound, away from the cat. But of course, cats being cats, were curious and wanted to get close to the bird. So to keep them both safe, we kept the bird up on the wall and trained the cat not to come into my room. So if I was working on my computer and my bedroom door was open, the cat would try to sneak in, but we'd train it, nope, you got to stop right here at the entrance to the door. And eventually the cat learned, okay, I can sit there and stare up and look at the bird, but I can't go any further. And day after day, the cat would wander by and sit down at the entrance to the door, stare up and look at the bird for a while, and then move on and do what cats do. And this went on for a few months. And then in mid-2005, I moved across country out to California. And obviously the cat did not come with me. It stayed with my roommate. It was his cat. And then a few weeks later, I'm in my room working on my computer again. And out of the corner of my eye, I notice the cat standing at the entrance to my door. And I look over, and he's not actually physically there. It's just, one of those things you caught in your peripheral vision. And I could sense him, though. I sensed his cat spirit right there at the door, again staring up at the bird on my wall. And I thought that was so weird. I was like, what are you doing there? Shouldn't you be back in Florida with my old roommate? But I thought it was curious and didn't think much more of it until a few days later. I was talking to my old roommate, and he mentioned that a couple days earlier his cat had died. And suddenly it all made sense. In retrospect, growing up, I was always taught that animals don't have souls, they don't have spirits, just humans do. But with experiences like this and a few other little things here and there, I'm not sure that's true. I think they very well do have a soul or a spirit of some kind. And just like with humans, when you die and pass on, your personality remains intact. You still have the same interests, the same habits, the same who you are, what makes you you remains constant. So I guess the same is true with pets too. And just like in physical form, the cat was always standing at my doorway looking up at my parakeet. When he passed away, he did it once or twice before moving on to whatever awaits in the afterlife. I haven't sensed the cat since then. Like I said, he showed up once or twice, and that was it. But that's my paranormal pet story.
The next member of our grouping is Beth. And Beth is actually one of our newer investigators. She is actually going to talk about a poodle manifestation. And it's quite funny because Beth oftentimes works with the spirits with her husband. It's one of the few husband-wife teams that we've had in the group. As they explain, Les takes the pictures, and he's not necessarily as sensitive. In the business, it's called being PDK, which means psychic as a doorknob. It means you pick up nothing. And Les actually is our kind of our comic relief. That's how he describes himself. Well, he and Beth both shared this experience, and she'll tell you a little bit about that. Beth herself is an investigator and a sensitive. She's been interested in the paranormal for quite some time, and she's been with the spirits actually a little over a year now. She's been just a fantastic addition to the team, and she actually has a fairly sensitive family. Her mother is precognitive, and her sister, who's also a probationary member of the spirits getting ready to become a permanent member, also has sensitivity. She actually remembers as a young child having conversations with family members that had passed, and she became aware of her own abilities in her pre-teenage years when her sleeping dreams became reality days later, so she would actually have precognitive dreams. She does receive auditory messages, and on occasion she's seen visual manifestations of spirit. So this is her paranormal pet story about a poodle, and it's just a fantastic one. So here it is.
My name is Beth, and I am a member of the Spirits of St. Petersburg, and I wanted to tell you about a pet of mine that had passed on. Savannah Bell was our pet. She's a toy poodle, and we had her for about 12 years since she was a puppy, and she passed very quietly and unexpectedly. And from about 2 years ago, May of 2007, and we felt her several times shortly after she had passed. She would come to me, as she often had, and sit on the couch in the evenings, and she always liked to lie down on a pillow. And I noticed her there. I could feel her there. I didn't see her. And our other poodle, Bo, would also notice that she was there, and he would kind of do a little prance at my feet and looking at that place on the pillow, as like he was trying to communicate with her. That happened several times after she had passed for quite a few months. And one of the other occasions that I remember quite vividly is I was getting ready for work in the morning, putting on makeup, and I felt her brush up against me. Well, I know that my other dog had been in another part of the house, in the bathroom where he stays when we leave the house. And I felt her, and I even spoke to her, not remembering that she had passed on, and even had said to her, "Come on, Belle, let's go," as I was closing up that room and getting ready to leave. And then I remembered that she shouldn't be there at all. She had come to me several times in that same fashion while I was getting ready for work. It was always about the same time. And since then, we've seen her or felt her presence a few times. The most recent was my husband, who is not sensitive in any way. We were preparing to leave for the day, and as I said, we put the dogs into the bathroom so they don't have the run of the house when we go. And he turned and said, "You need to get in that bathroom," to one of the dogs. And I said, "They're both in the bathroom with the door closed. What did you see?" "I think you saw Belle." And my husband, who was a little surprised that he did, but he can't explain what it was actually that he did see. So I feel sure that he did see our little friend Belle. And that's my story about our special pet.
And our third spirits member who has had a paranormal encounter with a pet is named Verna Petty. And she is actually, she's been with the team for a while. She has paranormal experience from Virginia. She actually had a team in Hampton, Virginia, and she currently is with the Spirits of St. Petersburg, and she is the co-vice president. She's an investigator, researcher, sensitive, and she is just absolutely, she's a real people person. If we have new people to meet, we send Verna out because she's just so good with folks. And she is got a unique background. She kind of sees both sides of things. She was an information technology professional with Gateway for a while and worked with Lockheed Martin for 4 years. She is a certified computer technician, and she has certifications with Microsoft, and she's an auditor and a member of the Gamma Phi Beta sorority. And in mixture with all this, she's also a licensed hairdresser, and she's been doing hair in both Virginia and Florida. She's very creative. Before moving to Florida, she was the assistant director of the Ghost Research Society of Tidewater, Virginia, with her friend Sue Fowler. We talk about this quite a bit, and she talks about her investigations of public and private haunted locations in Southeast Virginia. She's investigated famous places including Fort Monroe, Virginia, Matthew County, Virginia, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and she's been at quite a few locations down here in St. Petersburg. When she first started paranormal investigation, she and her friend comprised the only group in that part of Virginia, and it was during a time, actually it was around the time the Spirit started, and there were very few investigation teams out there. She essentially also was an effort with a chat room called the Ghost Channel, and she is also quoted in the book Everything Ghost Book by Jason Rich. After moving to Florida, she came to the Spirits of St. Petersburg for membership and continues her interest with the paranormal, and she's been a member at least 2 years, and I'm happy to say she says she enjoys it. So this is actually her paranormal story.
Hi, my name is Verna, and I'm a member of the Spirits of St. Petersburg in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm a sensitive and a researcher for this group, and this is my paranormal pet story. Well, I had a pet. He was a Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix. Growing up as a child with him, we had him for about 14 years, and his name was Snooky, and unfortunately he came down with an aggressive cancer, which actually caused us to have to put him down, unfortunately. And he was very much a part of the family, and so we were all pretty much upset when this all happened. And we kind of had a sense of loss in the home without him. And so a few months passed by, and one of the things that I recall, sort of a way to let him know that, you know, I'd be more than glad to pet him, I would lay my arm down across the sofa arm, and he would run by, and then I would just scratch his back for him. And this is something that, you know, I would just do all the time. And so basically a few months passed after his passing, and I was sitting at the couch, and I sensed him, and I actually put my arm down, and I thought he was there. And it was just one of those strange type of things where it dawned on me at that moment that he's no longer with us in the home physically, maybe per se, but that maybe he was there in spirit. And this happened on more than one occasion. And even to add a little bit, that my folks, my parents actually, you know, would experience, they thought maybe they were seeing him in the house, but, you know, they kept saying, no, you know, he's gone. So it was a very, very odd experience because it was with an animal, and I guess you don't think about those things in respect to animals. You always think about, you know, human spirits, that type of thing. So I don't know. It was kind of a nice feeling to know that maybe he was still around. You know, he still wanted to be around us and, you know, let us know that he's okay now. And actually, I think it was the year that he was put down, it went on for a few months, and then it kind of just went away, and I never really sensed him after that. But it was a very, very nice experience, I have to say.
Okay. On that note, we're actually going to pause for a couple more announcements, and we will be back in just a moment.
Now, time for something really scary. A word from our sponsors. Paranormal pets will reappear before you can say Bigfoot. Don't run away.
Give your dog some thought with Dog Thoughts. It's the iPhone application that everyone's talking about.
Hey, what do you think of this? A man in Davis, California says he's invented an application for the iPhone that claims it can read your dog's mind. Huh? No, it's true. I read about it on my cat's Twitter page. That's why I
Jay Leno talked about it, CBS reported on it, and now you can see what all the buzz is about. Created just for dog lovers, Dog Thoughts makes taking photos of your furry best friend more fun. Shake your dog and read his mind. On your iPhone, of course. Take a pic of your pup, shake your phone, and watch as his thoughts appear on the screen. Does he have a bone to pick with you, or is he having a tail-wagging day? Get your Dog Thoughts iPhone app today. Just 99 cents. Go to PetLifeRadioPromotions.com. That's PetLifeRadioPromotions.com.
Greetings, human. What planet am I on?
Welcome to Pet Planet. Here's a copy of Pet Planet Magazine, Florida's most informative and fun pet resource magazine. It features heartwarming stories and informative articles from local and national pet experts.
Excellent.
Pet Planet Magazine offers Operation Planet Rescue, helping rescued pets find new homes. And it's available at 500 locations in South and Central Florida and 24/7 on the internet at PetPlanetMagazine.com. If you're out and about with your pet, you may be featured in Paparazzi, candid pictures of you and your pet. For up-to-date pet-friendly events, activities, and pet-related services and products, Pet Planet Magazine is your final destination.
I shall take this magazine home with me.
Back to your home planet?
No, to my condo in Boca.
Pet Planet Magazine. Check them out at www.petplanetmagazine.com or 352-394-8578. It's out of this world.
When you're looking to add a pet into your life, consider adopting a homeless animal from your local shelter or rescue group. Whether you want a kitten, puppy, or a more mature pet, a purebred or a one-of-a-kind mixed breed, even a rabbit or hamster, your shelter has the best selection of animals anywhere, all screened for good health and behavior. PetLifeRadio.com presents Take Me Home with your host, Susan Daffron. Join us each week as we showcase wonderful pets, tell stories, and even throw some pet education into the mix. So get ready to find out why the pet adoption option can be a great way to add a furry companion into your life. Take Me Home every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Did you hear that? Our commercials have mysteriously disappeared. Paranormal Pets is back with our haunted host, our ghost host.
And welcome back. The last little bit that I have is actually coming from me. I've actually had a multitude of pets over my lifetime, and I've never seen an animal ghost of my own pets. And so to kind of round out this grouping of pet spirits stories, I will introduce myself and I will tell you my story. Essentially, my name is Brandy Stark, and I'm the founder of the Spirits of St. Petersburg. I did paranormal investigation for 12 years, and I founded the Spirits 10 years ago. I've been with the team with every incarnation, and I've just been delighted with the people and the caliber of the experiences that we've had. I am more of a coordinator at this point, but I also started off as a technical person and setting up investigations and, again, coordinating the team, although I have actually had a few times that I've actually seen a ghost or encountered something. I think my favorite time was when a Bible was actually thrown at me and it came in a horizontal line. There's just no way that Bibles ever move that way. In addition to actually running the spirits, I also do specific research with ghosts in religion, ghosts in history, urban legends, ghosts of Tampa Bay, and paranormal pet stories. That's actually how I got this radio show. I was introduced and interviewed by Dusty a couple years ago. My paranormal pet story actually does not involve the pugs. I always thought it would, but it actually involves one of my rats. But essentially, I had a rat by the name of Shadow, and he was just a fantastic pet. He was very in tune with me. He was in tune with the pugs, and essentially he did not associate with other rats. He associated more with me and the pugs than he would anything else. And unfortunately with rats, I love them as pets. They are fantastic, and I probably will always have them. In fact, right now I have 5. But the issue is that they just don't live that long. They live 2 to 4 years. And Shadow was just such a vibrant character that I knew his loss would be a tough one. And essentially what ended up happening was during his lifetime, Shadow could break out of any cage that I put him into. I don't know how he did it, but he did. He actually felt like a rubber rat when you picked him up. He had no bones. It was the weirdest thing. And what he actually ended up doing was he would break out of his cage, particularly at night, and he would love to run across the bed. He'd creep the pugs out, and it kind of creeped me out because it's not normal to feel these footprints across your body at night. But I eventually made a deal with him because he loved my closet. And so at night he was allowed to stay in my closet and run around all he wanted, and during the day he would go back in his cage and he wouldn't break out. That was our agreement. Well, unfortunately, about 2 months ago, actually a little less, maybe 6 weeks, at the end of the spring semester, as I'm an educator, Shadow disappeared for about 2 days, and I had this very strange sense of complete peace. Now, normally I'm panicked when my pets do things like that. This was very unusual for him. And when he disappeared, he reappeared a short time later, as I said, 2 days, but I just had this sense that when he was gone, I would never see him again. And the odd thing was that I was very comfortable with this. I thought, well, that's okay. It means that I don't have to see him die, because when rats die, they actually go through, they're very healthy until the end, and then it's kind of a rapid decline. And people who aren't pet owners or rat owners, I try to warn them so they know what to watch for. Well, for some reason, I felt like I needed to try and call for him one more time, and I went to my closet, and I did, and he showed up, and he was just wild-eyed, and he was having trouble breathing, and so I rushed him to the vet. I have an exotic vet specialist, and she thought maybe respiratory. There are only really 2 things that get rats. It's respiratory and tumors. And unfortunately, we treated him for respiratory, and he recovered for a day or 2, and then I started seeing the tumors in his neck. And the locations of the tumors were inoperable, and they were probably growing from beneath his ribs. They were coming out and actually starting to choke him, so I had to put him to sleep, and it broke my heart. I have had many pets that have passed, rats in particular, and over the years I've kind of come to accept it, but with Shadow, my heart just shattered. And the odd thing is that for the week he died, and I'm not prone to seeing things, but for the week after he died, I actually saw him. I would open the closet, and I almost felt like he was in there. I fully expected to see him come out and get on my foot, because that's what he did in the mornings to go and get fed. And in addition to that, I actually saw movement. One day I was sitting at the computer, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this little beige streak heading right for the closet. And I turned around and looked, because that's what he would do, and he was not there. 2 other times I saw him on top of my cabinets, which are right in front of my closet, and he used to like to climb up on those. And I guess a couple of days after the last vision, I just had the sense that that was it for Shadow, that I wouldn't see him anymore, and I haven't. So that is what I'm calling Pet Spirits. Essentially, these are just kind of a montage of paranormal stories from actual paranormal investigators that I myself know. And ultimately, as always, I will recommend that people support rescue. Please do always support your rescue groups, because they always need the help financially or by adopting pets. If you're interested in learning more about the Spirits of St. Petersburg, please go to www.spiritsofstpetersburg.com and feel free to look through the links. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Paranormal Pets Radio, and have a wonderful day.
Pet Life Radio presents Paranormal Pets, where you can always expect the unexpected. Each week we'll discuss all aspects of weird or spiritual animal encounters, ghosts, totems, psychic animals, animal souls, animal angels, and animals in religion, with a little cryptozoology thrown in. Step into the supernatural world of pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.